Hi, Dr. Phil with Brooke and Karen at Welcome to Wellness, and we're showing you the part 2 stretches for your muscles. So I stole these from yoga, and you can see this on print, much better to show you live. So they're going to start with the calf stretch. So the calf stretch, so you're holding all these stretches for 15 to 30 seconds. You're going to alternate sides, do them 2 to 3 times on each side. And what I want you to notice is that when the foot comes back, if your calf's really tight, your toe is going to point out. What you want to do is turn your back foot in, so that your heel comes out away from your body and your toe goes towards your body. So Karen, just go a little bit to the right with your heel, with that back heel, and you'll see that'll pull on the peroneal muscle more when you do that stretch like that. Notice how the posture that Brooke's showing you from the side, how she's still in a nice wall posture with her ear, shoulder, and hip pretty much one on top of the other. Fantastic stretch. That's the calf stretch. And where do you feel that, ladies? Can you point? Right there. Yep, right in the calf. Okay, or gastrocnemius, peroneus, and the soleus muscles are the ones being stretched there. The quadricep stretch, the next one I want you to do is grab your foot. So now, if you're male, you're going to grab the opposite. So you're going to get in there and you're going to grab, not that one, but you're going to grab the opposite one and stretch that way. That will keep your knee angle in an easier alignment, especially for us males with more of a square pelvis. For females, it's easier because of the shape, more of a W shape for their pelvis. And so when you stretch this out, just point, Karen and Brooke, where you're feeling that stretch. Right through the quadriceps. There are actually 4 muscles, that's why they call it the quadriceps, 4 muscles in the front of the thigh there that you're stretching out. And then just show them a deeper stretch where you'll elongate your leg going back like that. Yeah, so really stretch into that. And you can point your hips down towards the ground when you do that. And Karen, maybe show them more like a yoga pose where you're getting in like that one. She's been doing some great stretches. Yeah. So she's going way in there. So she's a lot more flexible. If you saw me do that, you wouldn't see that. So that's fantastic. So, and again, 15 to 30 seconds on each stretch. Now we're gonna go into the hamstring stretch. So you can see, and you can see that stretch. So if you're out and about, you can do the stretch that Brooke's showing you. And if you have a lot of flexibility like Karen does, who's practicing or stretching all the time, that is fantastic, and you can stretch like that. So just, Brooke, for the average person, show them the stretch. So same thing, Karen. You can hold that, and then Brooke, can you show them lying down for you too, where you go into that. If somebody say was having some discomfort in their back, they're gonna go and they're gonna do that stretch like that. So that's gonna look like that. Perfect. And then you can also use a strap, or if you're Karen, you can actually take your hands to your leg and your foot, and you can reach down like that. But if you're like me, you can't do that, you need a strap. Okay, so that's the advanced stretch that Karen's showing there. Now we'll do the adductor and lower back stretch. So you're actually sitting up nice and tall, your feet are, your palm or your soles of your feet are facing each other. So I wouldn't go as far as what Brooke's doing, and then you'll see Karen's knees are almost touching the floor, and that's what happens when you get to an advanced level of stretching. So the lower back stretch, then we go back on your back, and the order of this, it doesn't matter so much. I like this order personally because you start from the bottom and you work up, and so now you're bringing your knees towards your chest, and then you can do like Karen's, and you can actually sit like that, and you can actually pull your spine straight up like you're in wall posture, and those are 2 great ways to do the lower back stretch like that. Now with the hip and lower back, you're going to actually take you're lying on your back, and you're going to take the lower back stretch. So rotate over, and then maybe Karen, if you can show the one leg going way up and then coming over. Yeah. And so that's a great way to do the lower back and hip stretch. And again, you're going to hold that 10 to 15 seconds. Just notice that their spines are, their ear, shoulder, and hip, they're still in like a wall posture type position. They're straight. So, and then they're bending, only getting that stretch from the waist area, from the lower back and through the hip. So that's fantastic. The next one we go on to is the cat back stretch. So you're on all fours. So you're on your knees and your hands, and you're going to make out like you're a cat and a dog. So I just call it the cat back, but it's, you know, like a dog would do and a cat would do. So you round your back. It's almost like somebody's taking a string and pulling straight up for that, and then you're going to dip at the very same spot, and you're going to come down, and your head's going to come up and your butt's going to come up, and you're reaching your head towards your bottom. Perfect. Now what a great stretch that is. Just show them the transition. See how slow and smooth that they're doing that? That's the way you want to stretch, slow and smooth, never bouncing, never jerking with a stretch. Wonderful stretching there. Hip flexor stretch. So this is the one that we like to say like you're a fencer. So we'll go into the iliopsoas stretch. So you're going to be kneeling, and you can also do this one standing. So maybe, Brooke, if you can show the standing one, which may be better for your back one way or the other. So try it both ways. Okay. And then so Brooke's going to demonstrate if you have lower back pain, you want to do it this way for your hip flexor stretch, and Karen's going to show you a more advanced way. And so if you can reach, and you'll notice the pelvis is going down towards the floor, especially the one side that you're stretching, and then the arms reaching the opposite way and straight up if you can do that like Karen's doing in an advanced stretch there. That's the hip flexor stretch. And notice as when they come out of the stretch and then go to the other side, if you will, see how slow and smooth. They're not jerking, there's no bouncing. Please do not jerk or bounce when you're stretching to your max like this. And you want to be feeling comfortable in this. Don't force it into discomfort or pain, especially this stretch here. So then that's a wonderful position. You can see that the two ladies are getting into there. So the next stretch is the hip, the upper back, hip and knee, and reaching and grabbing onto something, a countertop, a chair, whatever won't move, or if you can just reach the wall like Karen's doing there, that's perfect. The upper back, hip, and you'll feel it in through the legs as well. Really great stretch into the lower back there. Well done. And so now the next one, if you can just go into like almost like a standing child's pose. Just if you feel like you great stretch with that and you want to go even deeper, just get into this stretch here, and you'll notice how Karen's got her legs a little wider, which is great, and she's squeezing down so the buttocks going down towards the floor. And what a great stretch that is for both ladies. Fantastic. Okay, the next one's your lateral trunk stretch. So this is like the star stretch. So you're going to go into wall posture first. You'll get into just beyond shoulder width, and then you're going to reach straight up. And now I'd love for you to stretch out the quadratus lumborum muscle without reaching your hand across. So notice now you're going to move your body towards it. I'm rotating myself, but the ladies are doing a much better job. Try to stay square with that, and then you'll reach, and if you feel like you're not getting as much a stretch, you can let your elbow bend and pretend somebody's pulling your elbow away from you towards the wall there on the other side, like the ladies are reaching. What an unbelievable, and just show them, Brooke, where you're feeling it too, so you can see where Karen's feeling it right through there. What a powerful stretch that is for your spine. Okay, so the torso shoulder stretch. So this is for if you're feeling tightness through your shoulders. So you're going to take, and you're trying to get into wall posture first, and you're trying to isolate the stretch through your shoulder. So if you can let them know where you're feeling that, through the shoulder, latissimus muscle, the rhomboids, all the erector spinae muscles, the back and neck muscles will get stretched out with this as well. And then the rotation stretch, you'll notice, and then you can come up on an angle, and you can go down on an angle as a variation. So you can do both ways. And again, holding these stretches 15 to 30 seconds. So Karen, if you can go back like that and pretend you're holding a bar or a broom or whatever, a golf club, and then Brooke's showing the wall stretch. So she's getting into the wall. Notice that they're both parallel. They're reaching way back, and nice. And what you notice is that nice soft knees. Even though Karen's really extending, she's got nice soft knees. She's not straight with those knees. Great technique there. And notice how Brooke's using her leg to stretch. And when they come back out, watch how Karen comes back out very gently, and watch how Brooke uses her leg to allow her to come back without putting any force on those muscles you're stretching. That's the one thing I have to caution you on, is if there's a door frame and you're going through, you could actually harm yourself with that stretch. So use that stretch technique there. Now the next one you'll see is the like the towel stretch. So if you can show them for the shoulders, so you're coming back and you're gonna reach like you're grabbing a towel. So in the shower, and you'll see the difference in flexibility on many people and between sides. So when you go to the other side, it's very normal that you won't go as far one way as compared to the other, all right? So unless you're practicing these stretches, you won't touch like Karen is. You'll be like what Brooke's showing the average person, so thank you for demonstrating that, okay? So whatever your ability is, you'll notice through months of stretching, you will improve. Okay, the next one that we're gonna do is for your wrists, your forearms. So we're gonna do like a prayer type stretch. And so you'll stretch and you'll go for the flexors of your forearm, you'll go this way. And then for the extensors, you'll go this way. And you'll pull back. And there's another way you can do like this. This way is for people that are really tight like that, looks like a fish. Or you can do like what Brooke's showing with the more advanced one and pulling back, and you'll get a stretch that goes right to your elbow. Anybody with tennis elbow or golfer's elbow, those are the stretches to do. All right, then the next one's your tricep stretch. So you're gonna take your arm back and you're gonna go into a nice tall wall posture. Pretend you're getting as tall as you can. Don't let your head go really forward, and you'll notice that stretch, and just show them where you're feeling that stretch. Right through there, and Karen's stretch getting even a little deeper and getting even into her lower deltoid and getting into her latissimus muscle there too. So that's the next stretch that I want to show you is your neck. So with your neck, we never really want to pull. So we want to just allow your stretch to happen. And so you notice how we're just going over. Many people though, maybe if you show them, Brooke, what do? And this one is one that really gets me aggravated when I do this stretch. So I recommend not doing it this way, is that you stretch like what they're showing you, which is your ear is going away from your shoulder and allowing, most people want to keep their shoulders up. Notice how both ladies have their shoulders down. Invariably, just show them how most people do it, Brooke, where and they'll have their shoulders up like that. You see where Brooke's really, she's just allowing those shoulders to come down. Karen's so relaxed that you can see like her arms are just hanging. So that's fantastic. That's how you want to stretch. And then you can turn and go down, and that'll stretch the back part of the neck muscles. And you'll see that. And then you want to be very gentle when you stretch the front part of the neck muscles. So it's similar going backwards. Please use caution. You can go straight back like Brooke, and you can also go off to the side like Karen. And so now Brooke's turned over, and you'll see they're stretching the front group of muscles. If you feel pain on this in the back of your neck, it's time to stop and just check in with one of the members at Welcome to Wellness. We'll let you know what to do. Those are fantastic stretches. Thank you, ladies. Anything to add with those stretches? No? That's fantastic. Well done.